On Second Shot, we tackle 2 new headlines every week to find out what kind of wisdom the world is dishing out today. And we want you to be a part of that. When you see a headline you want to take a second shot at, or if you're looking for advice, or just want to tell us what you think of the show, email us at secondshotcast@gmail.com. If you like what you hear, rate us on iTunes. This helps us move up in the ratings so more people will see us. And if you want to hear more, subscribe to the show so that the new episodes will get straight to you every single Friday. We love you. Thanks for listening and enjoy.
Heath Oakes is a millennial mogul whose ignorance on fire led him to fail his way to success. Jenny Anchondo is an Emmy Award-winning journalist whose sharp eye and biting wit have led to her storied career in television. Together, they tackle today's headlines in a way only an odd couple with a dash of perfect opposite can. So kick back, relax, and join the conversation. This is Second Shot with your hosts, Heath and Jenny.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow, Marilyn.
Happy birthday, Zach. Happy birthday to you.
Well, we lost all of our listeners.
That was a pure beauty. I don't care who you are. We've got Zach, Matt, and Jenny in the house, and today is Zach's birthday.
It is. Yes. Thank you, Heath.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that beautiful?
Feliz cumpleaños.
I have had 0 people sing to me so far today. And I've never had Heath Oakes sing to me. So, hey, this is a win already.
Not even your fiance this morning.
The day is made. No, not yet. But we'll get there. It's fine. Yeah.
Did I sound just like Marilyn Monroe? Or what?
I think you did a great job.
Babe.
Yeah.
If I close my eyes, I can picture it.
I love it.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
So what are your plans for 27?
27.
Get married?
You know, definitely.
Kind of a big deal.
Tie that knot, and that's okay. I want to, I don't know, branch out a little bit more. I was very inclusive in 26, so looking forward to the person I'm going to be tomorrow.
He's going to be more exclusive.
I'm going to be networking and talking to people and learning things and growing as a person.
Sounds great, but mostly he's going to be planning a wedding.
Probably mostly planning a wedding.
You're both going to do whatever your fiance says.
Planning a wedding is not easy. People were right. It is stressful and
hard. Like I've said in the past, the best advice ever about getting married is to go Google and watch the Mike Leach video on advice on getting married. Mm-hmm. That interview is one of the best in the world. Mike Leach's advice is perfect.
Yeah.
Mike Leach is a coach for Washington State Cougars, as far as anybody knows, was Texas Tech. So if you have not seen that video, go Google Mike Leach advice on getting married. It is hilarious.
Mike Leach's advice is very standoffish, and that's okay sometimes. I think sliding into a role like this is like when people told you, right, when you guys were getting ready to have Brighton, and they were like, oh my God, you have no idea what it's going to like to be a dad. You can read all the books, but it's never going to apply.
Yeah, that's true.
In a small, very small part way of that, that's how it feels to be engaged in planning a wedding. Because people are like, oh, planning a wedding's a whole hassle. And I'm like, well, sure, but I'm sure it'll be fine. No, it's a hassle.
I am going to give you one piece of unsolicited advice.
Please.
It's just, look, the day's going to be amazing no matter how much you spend or do not spend, or who you invite or do not invite, or who you make mad or make happy. At the end of the day, the goal is for you two to get married, and you'll be married. So it will be a good wedding. I mean, truthfully, people go into crazy debt. People stress themselves out. People end friendships, and none of that stuff is worth it because the goal of getting married is to be married. And so you just, it does not, and like, don't worry about impressing people. If you're thinking, oh, so-and-so's coming from this place and they're traveling far and we need to make an opulent wedding for them to be at and experience. No, they're coming to your wedding that you're putting together for you to make you happy. So
you didn't worry about that?
I'm giving advice, babe.
I totally.
Babe, advice doesn't mean
it doesn't mean that you
followed it.
It means you learned.
But I do think that I was very good about like not getting
you weren't a bridezilla.
too crazy
you were
on
not a
things.
bridezilla.
When our flowers caught fire, I thought it was funny, and then we
were.
It was like they had to do a thing where no more candles in the whole wedding. And we had a very candle-heavy wedding, but that didn't. I mean, I've like barely even brought it up ever.
Yeah, you were not a bridezilla, I'm not going to lie.
Thanks,
but
babe.
Worrying about everybody else being comfortable was absolutely top of your mind.
It was definitely top of my mind. And so I could have let go of that more. But even so, like, I like really just, if you have a budget, I just really think it's not worth it to go into debt because when the guests leave, you're going to be there with the bill. You know what I mean? And it's over. Yeah, and I think that we were, pretty good about that. And
And
Anyway.
I don't know if this is true for you, but I'm going on 9 years now. I mean, this will be in September. It'll be 9 years married for me.
Congrats.
And I don't think about my wedding once. Like, I don't know when the. And
won't
I
tell
don't mean
your
to say
wife?
I don't mean to say like it doesn't matter, but what I'm saying is like all of these decisions that seem like they're the
Yes.
biggest decisions in the world
Really aren't.
Like a year from now or a year from when you're married, you probably won't think about it at all.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so
I think about our wedding a lot, but
So, Matt, I think it's more
But-
men don't.
maybe.
well, but I do hear what you're saying. I think that there's definitely value in what you're saying.
Well,
about
yeah,
that.
like what you said. I mean, the goal is to get married, right?
Yes.
And so all of the ancillary stuff makes for a nice day. But I think, at the end of it, you need to stay focused on the goal, which is I just want to I want to have the ceremony. I want to have people around me that I love and who love us, and the rest of the stuff, like you said, the flowers could catch on fire, the cake could be messed up, the DJ may not play the right song, but like that stuff is gonna disappear over time, and you'll be left with, boy, we had a nice wedding, right?
Well, what's funny is what's perfect is that expecting a perfect marriage really leads into our first headline.
It does.
Yeah. It really
I mean,
does.
it's like the best marriage there is.
What a segue. It's true. Whataburger is selling a Dr. Pepper shake. Iconic Texas brands Dr. Pepper and Whataburger are teaming up for a cold treat that is perfect for anyone who can't get enough of these Lone Star classics. The two work together to create the Dr. Pepper shake, which will be sold at Whataburger locations for a limited time. Milkshake will be made with pure Dr. Pepper syrup and has that classic Dr. Pepper flavor with the small-town diner feel, according to a press release from Whataburger. And people on social media could not hide their excitement about their collaboration. Today's episode of Second Shot brought to you proudly by Whataburger and Dr. Pepper.
Jenny, how much excitement did this bring to you? Like, could you wait to go get a Dr. Pepper shake?
Slim to none.
Slim to none.
She could care less.
Well,
But I do like the collab,
well, yeah,
and I do
appreciate
have I do like that they're collaborating, and I like when everybody gets excited about Whataburger because it's funny.
It's a very Lone Star thing.
It's hard to think of two stronger Texas brands than Whataburger and,
Totally.
and Dr. Pepper,
Yes,
right?
yes, I agree with you. And what I like about it is the second shot of them coming together. I see so much in today's world, everybody trying to guard their secrets, like we're looking to, the Hot Works, right? That Jenny's going to be opening, right?
Yeah.
And we're still in the stage of trying to find the real estate. And it's interesting because sometimes, we found some good spots, but they have a fitness place in there that has made them have a deal that they cannot put another fitness place in that shopping center, right? Mm. So, like, keeping it out. Where with us, we're like, let us talk to that fitness studio first.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think we can do great together, right? Like, if we both were getting the same clients, why not? I mean, we're not going to, we're both different in what we do. It's not like they got a cycle studio and we have just a cycle studio, right? Like, we're direct competitors.
Right,
It's fitness, it's
concepts.
industries.
Yeah.
And it's like, why we could work together and do it really big. And it's
And
like,
do deals for each other.
Yes.
It's like I think about business deals in a couple of places we're looking at, and I think about, okay, what if I offer, no initiation for your members since they're already coming to this shopping center?
Yeah.
And what if we do a discount? And what if we do, host events? Like, for example, when we do our grand opening, you guys can come and be a part of it and come have a booth and tell people about
Let's
your
work
fitness
together.
thing, because I want everyone to be healthy. I want everyone to enjoy the benefits of fitness. And I think that there's room for so many different types of businesses in that space. So yeah, so to compete and say, okay, well then instead we're going to put in like a hot dog shop. Well then that probably isn't like the best collaboration either.
Right.
But,
People who are interested in one are likely to be interested in the other. And even if, it doesn't help to be so insular and saying we're the only one that can exist when that's not the way the world works.
well, and I think that more people have got to get into that space of reaching out and collaborating more. Like, you find it more in these influencer world, right? Like they all want to share their secrets and don't want to say, oh, we don't use this person. Oh, or no, we're not. I mean, I'm not saying, they don't want to share it because it's like, I've got to have my followers. You can't have mine. Where honestly, if you two both promoted each other, you would both grow your brands together, right? Like, I mean, it's
Bring your own audiences
collaborating.
to the table.
Collaborating is huge, and you got these two iconic brands, like in this story, coming together, and it's like, shouldn't we take a page of that book in today's world and collaborate more?
This is so funny because I was having a similar conversation with Christine just a couple weeks ago about this ramen shop we go to and this little pho place opening up next to it. It's for millennial, I know, but
It's so millennial.
millennial.
Oh my gosh,
that's your thing.
millennial.
The
love
point
it.
is, we have a soup place, and a soup place is opening up next to it. They're two different cultures, but ultimately, I mean, they share a wall. And I was
Ultimately,
like, do you think
broth
that
and
scares,
noodles.
right? You think that scares the ramen shop owner? You think they're freaked out about the pho place? And she was like, no, totally different. And anyway, people might come to that strip center for all their soup needs.
Yeah.
Like, that
Right.
might be even better.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah, and you're right. You can have cross promotion and like have cool deals and
You may
like
not go there
social
on the
media
same day,
bounce off
but
each other.
you're probably going to go
Yeah,
there in the same
right.
week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You may go there and
Right.
get your pho and go, oh my God, I didn't know there's a ramen whatever the shop is.
Yeah.
Right.
Next time I'm coming back.
Wait,
for
check
hold
this
on.
out.
Can we just take
Raymond.
a moment to
Shut
realize that he
Shut
first
your
of
mouth.
all correctly pronounced pho.
He did.
So bravo.
Well done.
Round of applause.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank
Sorry.
you.
But
Thank
then
you.
he crashed and burned with ramen.
I couldn't even know what to
Raymond.
say.
My question is for you guys, being in the position of the people with this idea, with this like, hey, let's collaborate, let's get together, let's work together. How do you approach the people who don't want to do that? The people who already have their thing and they're like, no, I'm protective of this business or this brand or whatever it is. How do you approach them and say, listen, let's talk. Let's be
I would
cool."
tell you this: the number one thing with networking and with building mentorships or like a collaborating thing,
Yeah.
you need to go to them with the mindset of, how can I help you? Like, what can I bring of value to you? Right? Like it's not, hey, can you come be my mentor? Hey, can you promote my product? Mm-hmm. No, you do a little digging to find out where they may have a need at and where your expertise may be, and say, hey, this is something that I could do. Can I bring this value to you?
Right.
What do you think?
I agree, and I think in more of it, like, so that's more like the broad scope of it so for example, a Hotworks sense or a practical sense or something like that. If there are brands that I think that my customers would like I said, if you're doing a health fair, invite them to come, like set up a booth, come see what I'm about, because I do think that it takes people a while before they let their guard down and realize you're not trying to steal a client from them. You just have a common interest with them and would like to collaborate. You know, it takes people multiple times of continuing to show up and continuing to show, I'm not here to steal, let's get customers together. So I think, like I said, a health fair or even just inviting them over, like come have a free workout, buying a membership at their gym. I bought a membership at the Hotworks gym and I go in, I support them, I buy full price items. I tell my friends about it because guess what? I want him ultimately, you know, the owner of this other location. I would love for him to be a mentor of mine, you know, as I go through this process, but I'm not asking for that right now. Right now, I'm just bringing business to him and telling people like, hey, I don't have a location up. Who knows? It might be a year before mine's up, but I really believe in this concept. And so come over here and try this and buy his products and support his business, and maybe he will end up being my mentor. Maybe he'll show up to my events and we'll kind of be co-Hotworks supporters of each other, and maybe not, but at least I put in kind of like my good faith, I guess.
I think about this a lot in the podcast space as well, because I see a lot of people getting very, I think maybe, I don't know if it's because they're new or they just have this mentality, they're very provincial about their audience, right? They're like, this is my audience. You shouldn't listen to, if you were doing a business show, don't listen to other business shows. This is the business, you know, they get very, very guarded about their audience and they're thinking about it, I think, in an old mindset of, I don't know, TV from 40 years ago where,
For sure,
you know, like you need to be watching our channel only. Where I see a whole lot more success when podcasts and people open themselves up to other shows, working together, generating new audiences based on other people's audiences. You know, I think that's the path forward, and people are starting to figure that out. But I definitely saw that a lot in certain segments of the podcast universe, where, I mean, there's more than enough audience to go around for people to open up.
And our next guest actually next week is a podcaster as well.
There you go.
So I'm so on board with you. Like, we cannot live in a space of fear. I'm promoting of all podcasts. I have friends that I'm like, I don't know if mine's for you. I don't know if you're in that place, but listen to a podcast because I love this platform.
I agree with you, and I think that's one of the biggest keys, that there's an abundance mindset that you have to have, and I think an abundance mindset is huge. Is like, it's like with Jenny and I, every time we go in there, we think, well, let's just talk to the owner. Let's tell them how we can help each other, right? Like, I would think your advice is, whatever kind of business you have or you're trying to do, think about people that think about other kind of companies or other kind of people that maybe some may think would be competitors and stuff, and look at it through a different lens. And why not approach them with how you could help them? And see if, you know what, this abundance mindset, it works. It helps. Everybody can win. Everybody can grow together. We'll be back in the next segment of Second Shot.
He makes up words, she translates them. Heath and Jenny host more of Second Shot, coming up on RNCN.
To all of my friends in the great state of Texas, if you have not taken advantage, I have a way to save you a ton of money. I have saved over about $3,000 in the last year, and I have no hassle. Go to EnergyOgre.com, put in the promo code SECONDSHOT. Now listen, promo code SECONDSHOT, and you're going to get a free month just for signing up and saving a ton of money. So don't be crazy. Stop sitting around talking about is this the real deal, and go do it right now. EnergyOgre.com, promo code SECONDSHOT, and a free month. Thanks. Go get it now. Run.
Ready? Aim. Fire. Second Shot is back for another round on RNCN.
All right, so I want everybody to tell me what comes to mind when I say this, all right?
Okay.
I want you to all think fast here, okay?
Okay. All
right. No, you don't get any thinking. You just got to think.
Okay.
Okay.
What comes to mind when I say meatballs and grape jelly?
Southern?
I mean, spaghetti traditionally, but
Well, hold on. Meatballs and grape jelly? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Disgusting is what comes to mind.
Disgusting.
Like, sounds like the most awful thing I can imagine.
Look, there's this cook thing that popped up on my feed, and it is somebody that puts a whole bunch of meatballs in like a crock pot
yeah.
with Smucker's grape jelly and
Ooh.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Oh, so it's like a sweet rib.
I don't know, just grape jelly and meatballs to me
I'm
is
just
a
imagining-
hard
But
thing
listen-
to
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Did you guys know that
I can't
mole
remember my name.
is made traditionally? You guys know chicken mole, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a clue what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told you about it. My dad makes it.
It's a dark sauce at Tex-Mex.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't like it.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
sorry to say
no,
I don't
it's
like
okay.
it,
You
but
don't
I
like
don't.
it. More for me.
It's not for
all
me.
good. We'll collab on something else.
Okay, fine.
So chicken mole is and I don't know if it's a traditionally Mexican dish, but my dad comes from a Mexican family. He makes it, but traditionally it's made with chocolate. So you're talking
Right.
chicken, red chili sauce, and chocolate.
Oh yeah, I do remember you saying that. Yes.
So that's another one of those that's like the sweet and then the maybe spicy kind of stuff. So anyway, maybe that's like a modern version of chicken mole.
I love a good barbecue meatballs, okay? And I love grape jelly. You know, I put grape jelly on my toast.
Yes, you guys, my mom made him homemade grape jelly.
But isn't that funny how you can like those things independently, but
Right.
then when they're all like mushed together, just something about that does not sound right to
I
me.
guess when you cook it down with the barbecue sauce,
Maybe.
it probably
Simmer
makes
it out.
something that resembles a sweet flavor. But man, the sound of putting those two things together just sounds awful.
I'll tell you what hurts it: the Smucker's grape jelly. If it was like some kind of homemade canned preserves or
Jenny-
something, maybe I can get into that.
grape
But like,
Hey,
preserves.
Jenny's mama makes some good Jenny's mama makes me grape jelly now all the time when she's in and brings homemade grape jelly. So
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have to get Smuckers as much, but except for it's literally I drink it up in no
yeah,
time.
I know. She needs to like mass produce it, but I think it's like it takes a lot of grapes to make like the one little jar.
I love it.
Anyway.
Well, if she ever gets into branding that and selling it, I want a jar. It's working out.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure she'll
she
hear
can do
this
an ad
and
for the show.
send
All
it in.
right, second headline this week: Virginia wins the national championship. Yes.
This is very timely.
I was
There you go.
told this is in basketball, so I know that. We have a tweet here from Anish Shroff, a good friend of Miss Jenny Anchondo here.
Yes,
He
shout
said,
out to Anish.
He said, lose to a 16 seed, come back to win a championship. This will make a heck of a 30 for 30 one day. He's with ESPN. Check him out. Virginia wins the national championship, Heath. What does that mean?
Well, I'll give you the backstory on the Virginia thing,
Yes.
and then I want to turn to Jenny for her to tell a little bit about Anish because
Okay.
Anish is cool. So combine them up is Virginia. Last year, they've never won a national championship until this year as a school.
Love it.
So they've never been known as like a big basketball school. Last year, they had a breakout year. They were killing it. And in the very first round of the tournament, which they came into as a number one seed. So number one.
Okay.
The very first round, they're paired with the last seed, right? So it's like supposed to be a no-name school that nobody knows
Supposed
of.
to be a gimme game.
Yeah. and that they lost
Okay.
last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was shocking. They were picked to win it all. This year, they come back, and it was like, come all the way back. They were still a number one seed. They came all the way through it all, won the national championship, first national championship ever, whatnot, the whole 9 yards. And when he says 30 for 30, it's a great redemption story. You know? And then Anish.
You guys, Anish is amazing. I worked with him at my first TV market in Yakima, Washington.
Yakima.
I had seen him on ESPN Dream Job. So
was that a reality TV?
It was a reality TV show. Do you remember that by chance, Matt?
ESPN Dream
That
Job.
sounds familiar. Yeah, was it like
years ago?
like a tryout type show?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like American Idol for sportscasting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
kinda
and
neat.
ESPN did
Yeah.
it. It was really cool. And I remember, showing up at work and being like, oh my gosh, like, I think I've really made it because that guy from ESPN Dream Job is also here on the show.
Yeah.
And so he was, I think we both did weekends at the time for that station. I just think he has an interesting full circle story because now here he is working at ESPN. And this is one of those things that you don't really, I mean, that's just the holy grail in terms of sports, and that he had been on this reality show and then had to really be humbled and go to this itty bitty town and make no money and, work his behind off and then kind of go all over the country. He lived in Syracuse, I think, and some other places. So, to be able to manifest that kind of success and to be able to see the spot of it, right out of college or right when I think he was
to get so
college,
close right out.
To get so close right out, and then to do this full circle and stick with it all the way through. So anyway, you guys have got to watch him. He's an excellent sports broadcaster. He's not someone who was a pro athlete, and I think that brings a different level of competition because there's so many of these other people that are just like, yeah, I think I can talk sports, and he's the one who actually can.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing is, Anish's story that you just explained there is almost identical to the Virginia winning the national championship, right? And that was my second shot on the Virginia thing is no matter what, there's a lot of people have a lot of gripes about how the couple games ended, where the calls missed, whatever. I don't care. That's all I.
We got to have Anish come on the show when he's in town next time.
Next time he comes in, we do.
Yeah, okay, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
anyway.
my second shot with this is, look, they last year, Virginia comes out of nowhere, not a basketball school, shot up to the top, all the hype in the world. The very first round, and they get beat by like UHMBT or something that I don't even know who they are, okay? Nobody does. Shut them off right off the bat. I mean, that's like you go from like zero to all of a sudden you're number one to nothing real fast. Most of the time, when people get up that close and almost touch that success, and if it's pulled out from under them, they can never get back up and get there again. They're like, I can never get that close again.
Right.
Virginia was able to put it back together, come back, and win it all this year. That humbled them where in a spot that was able to drive them back to it. What I want to know is what's the difference between the ones like a Virginia that can come back with all of the force to achieve it versus the people that when they get so close, if it gets pulled out from under them, they give up on everything.
I know exactly what it is. And you've used the word, it's Waller. Wallering in their
Jenny's
stuff.
using the heathisms.
Yeah, there it is.
But I mean, truly, I think it's the people who sit and they analyze. I do think there's room for quick analysis. Like, okay, the post game. Okay, we look at. Do people still look at tapes?
Yeah,
that's like what we did back in the day.
I don't think it's actual tapes. I bet it's digital.
But like, okay, we review, but then quickly refocus and get right back to where you were. Because the wallering, the staying in it, the analyzing, like, well, what went wrong here, and was it this relationship, that or this skill? It's effective for a very short amount of time, and then you're losing time, and I think that the over analysis is what ruins the mental game.
That makes sense.
I think about this a lot with my own, I think, personal journey through radio, where I came out of college with a whole lot of bluster. I came out where I was like, I ran the college radio station. Like I deserve any job that anybody has out there to be applied for. And I moved back to Dallas thinking I'm going to come back and start, top 5 market. And I took interviews for producer jobs, morning show jobs, not anchor jobs, but DJ jobs, things like that, on some of the biggest stations. And I got turned down I got the interview, but I got turned down over and over and over again. And I think about, like, I took a job working at handing out T-shirts at one of the lowest rated stations in town. And instead of being sad about the fact that I wasn't getting these big jobs that I thought I deserved, I finally looked at the landscape and say, okay, maybe I went about this the wrong way. I need to come at this a different angle. I don't want to necessarily move around, but I can work my way up through this way.
For sure.
And I think a lot of people could have looked at that and be like, why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting the thing that I feel like I'm owed or I deserve? Because I came out with such high hopes and confidence.
Gosh, that's so relatable to. I had that same experience, by the way. You're great in school, and everyone thinks you're excellent, and all of a sudden, no one else does. But people graduating right now, there should be a sense of accomplishment with earning a degree, or you get your master's, or you get your MBA, or something like that. But you still don't have any experience, and I think that can be a real gut punch for people who have graduated, from these prestigious schools, and it can be that downward spiral when you don't have the mental capacity to think, hey, you know what? Yes, I have accomplished this, but there's so much more that I need to learn and accomplish, because we know so many people probably graduated with you, got out of the business right when they hit that first wall. Right? Because it's like, oh, I guess I'm not as good as I thought I was.
Yeah, I think back to like the people who were doing that stuff with me, and there may be 2 or 3 that are still in the broadcasting business. I mean, I guess I'm not one of them now either, but I was for a while.
Well, we broadcast you.
What are you talking about?
You're on the Second Shot podcast.
It counts.
You're in the new
right.
Yeah,
right.
you're ahead of the game, actually.
I'm on the vanguard.
You know what I take away from just what you both in the niche, you tell a niche story, and with the Virginia story we're talking about, I mean, and I've got one myself as well. I think that's something to help people with that maybe are where the rug was just pulled out from under them type thing, and they're not wallowing in it. You know why you don't wallow in it? Guess what? Everybody else has gone through it. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, we just literally, everybody in here has one of those. And I think that's some comforting thing to understand that if you're sitting in it right now, the longer you waller, the longer behind you get. Mm-hmm. And everybody else has it too. Like, you don't have this pity like, oh, it's just me. No, honestly, look, we just literally, everybody in this room, we know that we just went through it. Everybody's got them. So everybody's got it. The difference of the ones that come out on top and the ones that make that comeback like a Virginia and like everybody else in here have is that the ones that go, we don't wallow in it. We move on from it and we go forward and put it behind us. We don't hold on to that fear of, oh, what if it happens again? No, you just go for it all and say, screw it. If we get beat out the first round again, it happens, but we're not going to sit there and hold hostage all of the thoughts and everything that we have in order not to move forward and go try to achieve that greatness. So we'll be back on the third segment of Second Shot.
Now that's what I call ignorance on fire. More of Heath and Jenny still to come.
You guys have been listening to Second Shot and hearing us talk about it. You need to go pick up my book, Ignorance on Fire, A Journey of Failing Your Way to Success. You can get it on Amazon in a paper book. You can also hear this beautiful voice of mine in audiobook style on Audible or anywhere you're going to get your audiobooks. Guys, this book took a lot of time to put into it, and I believe it can really be some life-changing stuff to help you on your path to success. And hopefully you're going to fail your way to success just like I did. Ignorance on Fire, A Journey of Failing Your Way to Success. Amazon.com, Audible.com, audiobooks, paper books, everything. Get it, share it with your people, and I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Go pick it up today.
Kick off your boots or suit up. The choice is yours. Welcome back to Second Shot on RNCN.
Coming back to my shaming, please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen and share us on social media. We're like getting these great climbs and some listens, and then it kind of like tapers off some, and then we'll go back up. And so I appreciate everybody who has done it. It's awesome. Thank you so much. It's much, 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 much appreciated. Now, the third segment, we talk about different things from reviews or maybe the Instagram posts or Facebook posts that people make and try to get some shout-outs to people on this third segment, and talk about it all. And I got to tell you, one of the new reviews, Jenny, you haven't even seen or heard yet.
Oh, I'm excited.
Which is great. Done on Monday by Be Cool 07. I like the name, Be Cool 07.
Be Cool.
He got his great motivation. Love this podcast. I can't miss a week without listening to Heath and Jenny. Really enjoy hearing the second shots on the articles. Here you go. And yes, sign up for Energy Ogre.
Ooh.
Oh, good.
So Be Cool must have saved some money with Energy Ogre. Go to energyogre.com, use the promo code Second Shot. And that will save you some money big time, as Be Cool is telling you about right there. And
That's
then
right. You can sign up for
You
Energy
guys,
Ogre.
Energy Ogre is legit.
It's absolutely
If we ever take on any other sponsors, they will be as legit as Energy Ogre.
Yeah.
We'll never represent anything that isn't something we actually like, enjoy, use, etc. I can promise you.
I mean, unless they're really paying us a ton. I'm just kidding.
You would think I would be
Everybody
the
will
sellout.
sell out.
I know.
You would think I would be the
Everybody
sellout,
does.
not Jenny. The other review we got was titled "Entertaining and Educating," March 29th by SBLOMY.
SB.
LOMY.
We're supposed to figure this one out.
I don't know.
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
And they said,
Anyway.
"You simply can't beat this duo. Thanks for making the day pass with fun and inspiration." So thank y'all for the new ratings. Muchos appreciated.
Yeah, be cool and sign up for Energy Ogre. How about that? And shout out to the person who said the show was entertaining and educating. One of my favorite things about the show is when we started it way back in the day, I asked Heath, I said, hey, you want to start this show called Second Shot? What do you want to do with it? What's your goal? And you were like, to teach people, to educate, to teach people to be bigger and better. And like, I feel like I hope we've never lost sight of that. I don't think we have. I think that's been the goal the whole time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
still
Yeah.
works. And I think it's a testament to why this show has worked for as long as it has, because people actually get something from it.
Yeah.
And I did want to read one from Vanessa, who is a listener, who's actually a good friend of mine, and it means so much to me when everybody listens. But it's almost like speaking in front of a group of your peers.
Aw.
You know, it makes you more nervous.
People
and stuff.
you really know really well, who
Yeah.
know a lot of stuff about you and not, you know.
Right. So Vanessa is a broadcaster, host, entertainment reporter, meteorologist, extraordinaire. She does it all, and she also is a Zumba instructor, which I used to do back in the day. So we've
Dang,
got that
Vanessa.
sort of. I know
Yeah.
Vanessa's got a job or two, and she got a little girl who's about to turn 1. So she wrote, "Happy Monday. I love Mondays because they seem to be packed with fire of productivity. If you see Monday as a dreadful day, look at the people and things around you. If they don't help you to chase and nourish your dreams/goals, make sure you give time to those souls that light up part of you." And then her suggestion here is to simply follow social media accounts that feed you the good stuff and clean out the bad. So she listed some different accounts, and she listed the Second Shot podcast, saying, "Lately I've been listening to a super fun and informative podcast, Second Shot podcast."
Aw.
So thank you, Vanessa, for the shout out. I know she listens, so you guys go follow her too.
And that's good advice on the social media thing.
I
Curate
agree.
your social media.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to look at all these terrible posts that people are making and negativity, and you can just choose to not have to look at it. I don't say choose to be ignorant, but just choose to not, don't engage with people that make you miserable.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I can't handle her. It's too much," or all these perfect pictures.
Yeah.
If someone's making you feel bad,
Get
there's
rid of it.
nothing wrong with unfollowing them. It's not hurtful or mean. It's just you kind of, keeping yourself surrounded. And I think that's what Vanessa's explaining is the virtual version of,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with people that support you and love you.
That actually brings something to you versus drain you. Don't think you have to hang out with them. And what happens if they'll share posts, if they share the post on social media with you?
If you guys share the post and tag us, tag me and tag Heath and tag Second Shot Podcast, and I will repost your post in my stories, or I'll retweet you, or comment on your Facebook post, anything like that. And oh my gosh, we had a good discussion
thought
in the
this would be a
group,
good one,
you
yeah.
guys. So in the super secret Second Shot Facebook group, Justin wrote, we were talking about our daughter this week. Oh, by the way, I went to a seminar last night on how to handle tantrums. So boom, just come at me, Brighton, because I'm ready for you.
Oh man.
So he says our son, who is 3, has been getting better by the week, but our daughter is just entering that trying stage at 18 months. The picture from this weekend was just one of many fits. As the second child, she is a daredevil and very independent. Sounds a lot like Brighton, and it hasn't helped that she is cutting her teeth. To Heath's point, both of our kids listen to me far, far better than they do my wife. Wah, wah.
That
And a
picture
super
of his
cute
kid
picture, but
is
seriously,
the cutest
Justin,
thing
oh
ever.
my
Really
gosh.
cute.
Cutest
Justin's
family.
picture in there of the little girl, like she is, Indian style, just barely, just like so much like that's absolutely what a Brighton would do, and like
She's not having it.
and that's the good thing about the Second Show group is stuff like that. That it's just kind of good because him posting that, and putting out there's like we're not alone with having a
Totally.
crazy child doing like you know what I mean. Like there's good times to have that feeling of look, duh, everybody's got it. So it's like we're not our college.
But you do end up sometimes with the kids stuff. You really do feel alone if you know you're home with them all day. So it was nice to have that like little virtual. I got you.
Yeah.
And the second shot group isn't super secret. We should be clear.
Yeah.
People can get
you
into
can
it.
join. We'll let you in.
It's true. You can apply. We'll let you in. It's easy.
Well, here's another thing. If I don't know if it can go back. How do your stories are saved? Your
I
Instagram
have
stories?
my stories saved in a second shot little circle, and I need to really figure out. And I'm just going to put this out there: if anybody knows how to make those pretty little graphics on the top of the Instagram thing that look all nice, and maybe we can put a logo up for it or something like that. Let me know. I don't know how to do that, but it just says second shot, and I have them all saved so you can see all the people who have supported the podcast.
I'm talking about this too. This is funny. Last night, if y'all haven't seen Jenny's Instagram stories,
I need to save
from last
those.
night. You need to save those because those are hilarious.
Yeah.
My,
Stop the show. I gotta check this out.
The girl that the girl that's a good friend of mine now. She's been doing my suits and customs clothes for several years now.
Great suits.
She sent me got this box in, and it was like, hey, document it, film it, blah blah blah. It's called Man Crate. Okay.
I like the sound of this.
Opened it up, and you get it's this wooden thing, and basically what it is it's a wooden crate that has no opening. And so it's all meant for you to film as this man tries to open up this man crate.
Oh, you got to like break in with a crowbar or something?
Yes.
I'm saving it under the husband highlight on my Instagram.
So if you go to Jenny's Instagram, go to the husband highlight, okay?
It's Jenny and Chondo.
Go look at this long of me being frustrated until I got a hammer and a crowbar out and busted the man crate down.
Oh, so this is a real thing you did?
Really
yes, last night.
Oh, wow.
Really
She sent me the man crate as a present, and Jenny filmed me with the hammers and stuff beating it open.
Man,
really cool gift.
what's in
Actually,
there?
babe, they would be a good sponsor.
Yeah, that would be a cool gift.
What's in there?
Well, you can do
you'll
whatever.
see.
Here's the cool thing. So
open
at
and
Man
find
Crate,
out.
right? Say you want to send somebody one.
Okay, you just
You
pack
go in there and
whatever
pick whatever you want to pack. They put it all
okay.
together and send it to them. So it's all kinds of stuff. So last night, what Brittany sent was a meat tenderizer, some a little wood smoke, some smoked chips, some barbecue, some kind of a specialized barbecue sauces
go.
and stuff. So, some cool temperature gauges for meat and all that stuff. So
Have a
cool
barbecue
cooking
soon?
stuff. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
my God. Guys, go check out
I
Jenny's
thought this was
stories. This is
hilarious,
great. This is
and I
really
thought that would
good.
be something funny that everybody should go watch and see. But we will. Where can they find you at? Because we're going to close this Man Crate thing up. You go take a look at it. Laugh your tail off.
Instagram, Jenny and Chondo, Jenny and Chondo TV on Twitter, and jennyandchondo.com.
At Apple Zackintosh on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook.com/group/second shot. Come support the show. Like, subscribe, follow, review. Just be a part of what we're doing. We love you. Thanks.
You can find me Matt Stoker1 on Instagram, also on that Facebook group. Check it out.
Ed Heath Oaks at Ignorance on Fire, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all those fun things. I love you guys and see you till next time.